Hi, my name is Anna and I'm Nick's student. I met Nick in November, I believe, and back then I only knew that I had to pass my SAT and I didn't really know what it is and what does it consist of. So before I came to Nick for the first time, he had given me a first practice test, and when I was completing it, I felt that I didn't know anything because the vocabulary was too hard, too difficult. I barely understood anything, and I struggled a lot, and I was late for about 20 minutes or like 15 minutes. So before coming to Nick for the first time, I was really afraid that he was going to tell me that I wasn't a really good student. But then I think that Nick gave me some tips on some techniques, how to learn new vocabulary and how to start working on SAT. Some strategies, and I started working. So my first tip is to work hard. It's not only like Nick can only give you some tips and some strategies, but it's only you who has to work at home. So I had to study a lot of words. I had like a really big list of words that I had to learn in order to read a passage or to write an essay or something like this. So the most difficult thing for me is to write essays. I'm not really successful with it in Russian or Belarusian either. So in English, it's like it blows my mind. So I had really hard times with it, but at first, when Nick first asked me to write a thesis statement, I was really afraid and I couldn't even find any words. My head was like I couldn't even find a word. And now I understand that I have a lot more knowledge and I know some basic statements. I know what to start from at least. I know some word combinations that I can use in any essay. In any essay of any kind. So now when I had a lot of practice, it doesn't seem that difficult to me. I think that you have to adequately evaluate your opportunities, and if you think that you're ready for SAT or you don't need that much time to study for it, you can start whenever you want. So my sister also was studying with Nick and she was preparing for 2 months, but I started this year, so I was studying a bit less than a year. So I think that it's up to you. Like you have to just understand if you have any like if you're weak in something, if you lack knowledge. So you can, if you need any assistance, like you should start preparing a bit earlier. And I don't know, I didn't really track my performance. At first, when I went to Nick for 2 or 3 times, I didn't feel that I became a lot smarter. But then, after half a year, I understood that yes, I gained knowledge. So it's a long process. It's not that you're gonna realize that you're ready for SAT after a couple of classes. I think it's just like as a result, then you will understand that you're experienced. But you also, I had a really hard time because I only, like in some period of time, I only practiced my English, but I didn't really worry about maths. So you should also worry about maths. You should both practice maths and English, so complete all of practice tests. That's what I'm doing now. And I think that vocabulary is really, really important, and I know that in my age, when I was a bit younger, it was easier for me to remember all of the words, and now I can study some words, and after a couple of weeks I'll completely forget them. So I have to renew like my knowledge and reread vocabulary, so that's really important. And I wish everyone luck. I hope that I will pass my essay test. Thank you, Nick, for helping me. I would never do this alone. It's really something that you have to prepare for.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.